Hey there guys, and welcome back to the morning drive, coming to you here from a beautiful sunny morning in Perth, Western Australia. Or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you're listening to this today. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about self-love and self-discipline. Self-love and self-discipline can often be quite self-explanatory, I guess, in terms of understanding what they mean and what they are. But when we try to put them into practice, it's not necessarily so easy. Self-love requires a lot of self-discipline. The self-discipline requires a lot of self-love. So the two work hand in hand. But being able to apply them means that you have to overcome certain feelings. You have to overcome certain temptations. You have to be strong and positive in what you want to set out for yourself. A vision for you, an idea for you, a purpose for you. And what we can often do when we're on this path is cause ourselves a fair bit of self-hate. For one reason or another, we may not follow through with something that we've set ourselves. We may fall back a little, we may backslide. And when we spend so much time putting ourselves down because we're on a certain path, on a certain way to find happiness and doing so well for ourselves, that we focus on the negativity of falling off the path, of rather looking at the self-love and self-discipline that we're trying to create. Look, we're always going to make mistakes. This is something that you cannot remove from being a human. We're always gonna fail in some way, shape or form with what we're going to do. It's not always going to be perfect, and it's not always going to be laid out necessarily the way we envision. But there's lessons to be learned. These lessons are part of self-love, and staying and learning these lessons is part of self-discipline. And if we can start to be gentle enough to ourselves, humble enough to realize that it's okay to fall down, it's okay to make mistakes, but where there's lessons to be learned, this is where we need to focus on that self-love and self-discipline, not just on the path that you're on, but from the things that trip you up too. Mental health it's always a work in progress. And if we start to put ourselves down for a beautiful path that we're trying to create, we're always going to have a negative connotation when it comes to thinking about mental health. But if we're gentle enough to ourselves, keep things simple, we can make self-discipline fun, and it will give us freedom rather than being boring or tedious. And we can make self-love lovable, enjoyable, rather than thinking that we don't deserve it or that it's something that's not attainable for me. You can do this. And look at Winston now. He's finding the self-love for himself outside the window. All it takes is the simple things. To break things down so small that they become yes or no answers. Keep things simple. And when there's a lesson to be learned, take the time to sit down and acknowledge it and learn it. Don't push it away. Be kind to yourself, and you'll come out on top. And look, this may be a difficult thing for you to understand. It may be a difficult thing for you to put in place right now. That's where there's people all over the world, coaches all over the world that are willing to help you out with this. To be there for you, to support you. Friends and family too. So if you are struggling, feel free to reach out. And if I can't help you, I'll definitely put you in the path of someone who can. Whatever you choose to do today, guys, do it with self-love. Do it with self-discipline. Be kind to you. Be gentle to you. Have an awesome day. But more importantly, have a blessed day. From me and Winston,